Hi, good evening to all. Welcome again to one of our sessions of Ananta Hemp Works. Today we have Dr. Piyush Juneja with us. The man needs no introduction. I think he is one of the best practitioner in the Ghaziabad area and founder of Indian Vedyas, Hemp Vedyas. Indian Vedyas is one of the fastest growing, it is the fastest growing platform of Ayurveda in this country. And he's been a mentor and a guide to our company. And he's been helping us since day one. Dr. Piyush Juneja also has extensive knowledge on the hemp sector, the legal aspects of it, and the doctor intelligence. So I would like to speak to Dr. Piyush Juneja today on the legal aspect of the hemp side. There's a lot of confusion happening in the market that about the legal status of this plant and what is the difference between the cannabis plant and the hemp plant. Also with the also relating to the cultivation side of it. So first of all, thank you, Roxap, for taking out your valuable time and joining us today for this platform. I hope that information goes to as many doctors and possible, so that they also have the correct knowledge. So thank you once again, and welcome to the session.
Thanks, Vikram. And I think you very well mentioned that the legal status and the legal aspects are still not that much touched upon, and we
Yes,
need
of
to
course.
talk more and more on that. So, first of all, thank you so much. I still remember the day I think we met. You people started from scratch, and I congratulate you and Abhinav both that you were able to. Till now successfully manage and successfully grow technically as a medical cannabis company with all the ethics and with all the legal aspects to be intact. You are one of the few company in this country who market and who promote medical cannabis in the most ethical way. This I want to again raise this concern here on our platform when we talk about legal. So the first and foremost concern as a Ayurveda doctor, Vaidya or our community or fraternity, and it's a request also to all the companies and all the people who are involved in this business, kindly ensure and kindly see that whenever you are marketing and whenever you are promoting medical cannabis, there has to be some ethical guidelines and some ethical aspects to be taken care of. Because when we, on one side, we talk about the legal rights of an Ayurveda doctor or Vaidya for practicing medical cannabis and hemp, or the legal rights of a company in manufacturing, marketing, or promoting. In that scenario, there are some regulatory foundations, you will say, or regulatory obligations or regulatory parameters to be followed. End of the day, we all are Indians as far as India is concerned, and we have to follow and we have to obey the Indian regulatory law and Indian law as well. So in that aspect, we need to understand this aspect that in India, the cannabis is under the Schedule E1 as far as the internal medication is concerned, that has to be promoted and marketed through doctors on prescription only. So that is one thing. Second, as you correctly mentioned, see, we need to first of all understand, all of us, that the leaves and the seeds are out of the purview of NDPS Act. So whatever
Yes.
we are discussing today, it's a disclaimer that we never intend to promote any recreational use of this plant or this herb. We never, we means all the companies, Ananta Empworks, Vikram, Avinav as founders, directors, and me as the advisor, consultant of the company as well as the founder of Indian Vedas. We never intend to promote any recreational aspect, and we only focused on the nutritional as well as the medical aspect of this particular plant. And the part which has been used, or which is like all the companies are using as a raw material, are only seeds and leaves. Seeds, we all know now under FSSAI they are approved. So the entire country is following that law and that rule which has been circulated by the FSSAI body, that hemp seeds and hemp seed oil, the raw material and the end products will get the FSSAI approval, will get the FSSAI license number, and accordingly that will be marketed. So that is technically a food now in our country as far as hemp seed and hemp seed oil is concerned, and that is as safe as you are promoting flax seeds, you are promoting sunflower, chia seeds, any kind of any food material you are promoting olive oil. So the same. You can promote hemp seed oil as well. So that is that safe, and that I think secured in terms of the regulatory environment and legal environment is concerned. That is hemp seed and hemp seed oil. When you talk about cannabis or hemp leaf, and by the way, the first point that you mentioned about the differentiating factor between the cannabis and hemp. See, we need to understand this. First of all these are synonyms like Vijaya, cannabis, hemp, bhang, all these are synonyms. However, when we see the parts, when we see the separate parts of this plant, so the flower and bud where the ganja and charas is getting procured or produced is still under narcotics, is still illegal in this country, and we all are never promoting that. But if you talk about hemp or cannabis or the differentiating tool, so certain countries have developed a certain species of the plant as well. In India, it is already under Uttarakhand that few companies are developing the industrial hemp plant. So predominantly when we are talking about nutrition, predominantly when we are talking about the like non-medical use, the industrial use and all, and the species also which are there are known as hemp. But when we talk about medicine and when we talk about certain specific plant species where the THC content is more and especially used for the medical part and the treatment part of the diseases, there we see the cannabis species and the cannabis plant, and where we have better THC as compared to the hemp species. And that is benefited for the patient, especially in the pain management, cancer cases. So that comes under the cannabis category. However, in India, we are still behind in terms of developing those standardized species in terms of the cannabis is concerned. Now, the states are opening up in Uttarakhand, Himachal. So very soon we'll be seeing the organizations and companies are working on that. That is one thing. Third is when we talk about the legal aspect, and I think Vikram will agree on this. So all the Ayurveda doctors and all the other pathy doctors also, first of all, you all are like you all can practice this particular system of medicine or the domain, we can say. However, we need to understand in India till now, all the approvals are either under FSSAI for hemp seeds and hemp seed oil, or under the Ayurveda license, that is the many medicines like this, the leaf part, the raw leaf powder or the leaf extract, medicine and all. So if you are an Ayurveda doctor, you are like eligible and you can easily prescribe. Just check the approvals, just check the documentation, and again I congratulate and appreciate for that to Ananta that they have compiled the entire dossier, and I think you people are sending that dossier to all the channel partners, all the doctors, and whosoever is interested. Correct me if I'm wrong. That they can get that dossier and they can see all your approvals. Right,
Yes,
right,
we're doing that.
Vikram?
We're doing that with all the batch testing, individual licenses, free sale certificates, and legal opinions. We share that with the doctors because the confusion only lies in there only. The approvals are given by the Ayush drug department, and we are practicing. We are only allowed to send these Schedule E1 drug medicines to the doctors. So to create more credibility, and because we are a 100% compliant company, so we share those documents with the doctors, so they also feel comfortable in using this medicine. It's one of the
Right.
shared.
Right, great, great. I think that is a very good initiative which you people have taken, because this will create a credibility, this will create a transparency into the system, and this will also enable us, doctors like us, to uh, have all these information so that at any point of time, if somebody is coming for an audit, for a review, which is fine. See, if you are dealing with human health, we are dealing with humans, you are a practitioner, you are a doctor, and you are practicing, do not get afraid. And if anybody wants to check and audit, they are most welcome. If you are doing ethical work, no one have any issue. And never get this mindset negative that if you are practicing cannabis or hemp medicines, you will go to jail. And also I know that many people are still scared, many doctors are still scared, but that is not the case. And with full confidence and with good training and knowledge, please. Because see, why I'm saying and why I'm advocating always, and many people say to us, Dr. Saab, aap to like you are an Ayurveda platform, but you always strongly promote hemp, cannabis, and in many ways you are doing that. Why? Because we have seen that patients ultimately are getting benefited. Patients suffering from pain from last so many years are getting benefited with from the first day. They are saying that this is far better than whatever painkillers we were taking. This is
Yes,
far better, whatever anti depressants or the sedatives we are taking. This is far better as compared to the medicines we were taking for IBS or the digestive issues. This is far better as compared to the medicines we were taking for our psychological issues. This is far better as compared to the medicines we were taking as far as our overall issues in terms of general weakness, in terms of our performance, of our activity. This is far better in terms of managing stress and anxiety. This is far better in terms of local application, like
yes,
you have a localized pain, you have headaches, migraines, you have menstrual cramps, you have joint pain. So in all those, this is far better as compared to local solutions for your skin issues, chronic to chronic fungal infections, eczemas of this world can be healed very quickly with this particular herb, this particular plant. So, and list will go on because this is not the therapeutic or the medical session. This is a legal and regulatory session. But my request to all of you is that let's focus on these aspects. And as a doctor, as a practitioner, you are very much eligible to practice. Point number one, have your documentation, have your medical degree registration, your clinic registered, and all those legal aspects with you. Have all these documents from the companies with whom you are dealing. Never ever give any medicine to the patient without prescription as far as the internal medicines are concerned. Always maintain the sales and purchase records at your clinic. So if you are doing all these things and if you are maintaining all these records, we have been audited, my clinic have been audited several times by the auditors, by the inspectors, by the narcotics, police, local district officers. So many people have came so many times. But every time they are seeing all the documents are intact. We have all the prescriptions, we have all the records, all the sales and purchase records. Now we are managing with the software as well. So everything is there and they are just seeing the entire data and they are very happy every time that yes, you are maintaining the data. That's it. I think if you are maintaining the data, you are ethically doing this as a doctor, you are giving to the patients, you are not promoting anything recreational. I don't think so there will be an issue. In fact, we have filed an RTI to narcotics as well, and they have replied that seeds and leaves are not under the purview of NDPS Act. So I think that is the whole scenario. As far as cultivation is concerned, raw material and the raw plant is an issue till now. In some states now they are legalizing it in terms of contract cultivation, in terms of uh, associating with the local farmers, like companies like Ananta can associate with the local farmers and cultivators, and they can do contract cultivation. Definitely, the raw material will be better. It will be standardized. It will be like in a way that we get a good quality. And luckily, the states where it is getting legalized are like, for example, Uttarakhand, Himachal, and other states are also coming up now. So it will be a good exercise and it will be a good exposure for all of us as well as soon as these states will finalize the policy. Till now, it is only legal in Uttarakhand, but for industrial, not for medical. Very soon they will be having for medical as well. Anything you want to add on to this cultivation aspect, Vikram?
No, I think you're perfectly correct, Dr. Saab. We've been following the cultivation legalization in this country, and Uttarakhand did have some issues with the original policy because, as you correctly mentioned, the seed was not available of the zero point zero 0.03 below level of THC. But looking at Uttarakhand, Himachal is also coming out with the policy now, and very soon I think Uttarakhand is coming out with a dual policy where industrial hemp cultivation will be one side of it, and medical hemp cultivation will be the other side of it. So we're following closely on that, and hopefully, looking at these states, the other states will also get some inspiration because just by legalizing it and legalizing this whole industry and coming out with clear policy, it can turn into a big revenue game for the state, which I think should be the future. And India has the landscape of having a proper cultivation policy for this country. I think it will help the industry a lot. It will also help the pricing of the final medication and the products which we today make. So cultivation, yes, the legal angle, the fight is a little slow, but it is happening, and I think coming this year and maybe by next year we will see some very good policies coming through. So I completely agree with you that as far as cultivation is concerned, it's taking a good turn. Just coming back to the medicine side of it, Doctor, a lot of times we get asked this question also in the from the doctor front that. Even when we produce the documents to the doctors and we show them the licenses, they sometimes say that the state policy is different over here and the doctors are not allowed to stock medical cannabis. Is that any level, is that true, or is it a whole policy, one policy for India and Ayurveda because it's accepted in every state, so every state needs to perform in the same way?
No, I think there is a confusion in that. See, what happens is when you talk about states, nobody is having any kind of policy where they determine that doctors are allowed to do this or not. The confusion, let me just clarify the confusion here is, in fact, in our last meeting also we had this discussion. See, ultimately, if any other doctor is doing practice in any part of this country, in any state, they under their BMS degree, I repeat, under their BMS degree, if they are registered in that particular state, they can practice, and in that practice they can procure and manufacture and do the trading also of all kind of Ayurveda medicines. Point number one, they are entitled for that as per our national law or the guidelines or the regulations by the Ministry of Ayush. Second is when you talk about certain states for cannabis, the confusion is because the whole plant sometimes it is just mentioned cannabis plant or cannabis, and in that plant, flower and birds are also there, which comes under the narcotics. So the problem here is the specific part of the plant is not mentioned in certain state policies. So that's why the whole confusion is. We are trying to get the clarification. We are, and I think you people also, the industry also talking to government. So better that central government or ministry can release that. However, whenever we talk to them, they always say that this is the subject to state issue. We are not concerned to this. So, still, if any state or any particular region feels any issue, I request all the doctors that you have your own associations, and if you need any help, we also can help you. I am there in few associations of our doctors. I am the PR coordinator for our alumni association, that is Gurukul. So we can help you out in the level of association. We can write to your state body to get a clarification as well. You can individually also write. You can file an RTI as well. So you better you get the clarification that we are only dealing or doing the trading for the seeds and leaves. Point number one. Second, all these medicines and all these products are already being approved by the respective state departments. So
Yes.
in that way, I don't think so there will be an issue. Still, if any particular state or any particular doctor needs any further help, any further guidance, any further clarity, you can connect with us. You can connect with Vikram. You can connect with me directly. You can send a message to us if you are watching us live right now. You can drop a comment in the comment section also, and we can help you out in that. And we have already briefed that to many doctors in many states. And sometimes I have felt the mindset is negative. The thought process is very narrow-minded of these officials, of these regulatory bodies. Either they are not aware or they are very negative about this because due to the recreational aspect, this plant has been painted in a very negative way. So the issue is there only. Issue is not that what exactly you are doing. You are doing ethically. In fact, if we are doing anything unethical, we are not supposed to do this session, and we are promoting and we are advocating now from last 4 years. So
Yes.
the first person to go in jail maybe was me if this is unethical or this is illegal. So
All
I
right.
don't think so. This is, and we all are doing in an ethical way. First of all, the state departments of Ayurveda and FSSAI are approving all the medicines and all the products, and we are only promoting and we are only advocating and we are only asking all of you to recommend that or to prescribe that or to provide that to your patient. It's very, very simple. we just following the government orders and the government approvals only. No medicine, no product, nothing will be without approval, without documentation. And if anybody is doing that, please stop them and please inform us about that as well. But as far as Ananta is concerned, all the SKUs, all the products, all the medicines, cosmetics, nutrition, everything, anything which you feel, you can ask the corresponding approval. They are having that and they will be sharing with you. So just ensure that, and otherwise you are safe and you are pretty fine to recommend, to prescribe, and to provide these medicines and products to your patients. Two, three more things quickly I will touch upon, and then maybe we will conclude this session. And if Vikram wants to add on to something to this, see, when we talk about legalities, when we talk about regulatory aspects, there are two, three aspects also which we need to understand here is, first of all, whenever you are starting to the patient, inform them as well. Either take their consent if you can in your premises. For example, you have an Panchkarma center or you are doing parasurgical or surgical processes, you must be having some kind of a consent form. In that also you can mention about medical cannabis. Otherwise, if you have a clinic or a small setup where you're not doing any consent on regular basis, at least you can inform them, you can make them aware about this, that you are starting. And there can be minor issues or minor side effects sometimes when somebody is starting first time, but that is very, very minor and that can be resolved easily if that will happen. So if you inform them well prior and they are aware about this, so they will not do the self-medication. They will always consult you. They will always seek your guidance. Dizziness, a bit sleep, nausea. These are some mild dry mouth. These are some mild side effects they can get. And this is very common with so many allopathic drugs. In fact, more and more side effects can be there with counterpart allopathic drugs. But with this, it is one of the safest drug, or I will say medicine or herb in this world. There is no single death certificate where the reason is cannabis. So I think, but still, as legal session we are doing, it's a right of the patient to be informed that what exactly you are planning to start with them. Because sometimes I have seen in my experience, and I learned from that as well, that when you are not informing them, and if they have some kind of dizziness, and still in all the families, this particular plant, cannabis is still a bit negative. So
Yeah.
समटाइम्स दे केम अप टू मी, डॉक्टर साहब आपने तो हमें भांग दे दिया, आपने तो हमें गांजा दे दिया. मैंने कहा ये गांजा नहीं है पहली बात तो, एंड भांग भी नहीं है लिटरली. This is just a medicine which I am giving you, and one of the ingredient is cannabis, but this is very safe and this is legally allowed, and that's why we are practicing. In fact, in our Ayurveda, more than 200 formulations were
Yes.
having cannabis in past. So understand that aspect as well. And third is, the most important point is, whenever you are practicing and whenever somebody is coming to check you and to audit you, always check why they are coming. Always check because see, whenever you start this, you will grow. You will grow in terms of your practice, in terms of patients. More and more patients are getting healed and like getting treated. And it's not about cannabis. It's about your life. So when you grow in your life, when you take the next level in your life, there will be few people around you who will not be happy, and they can try to pull your leg. But do not get negative on those aspects. Always stand firm, always be ethical in your life. And as we have discussed the entire checklist, an entire process in this session today, if you are following that process, if you have all the documentation, if you doing your business, and if you are getting associated with ethical companies like Ananta, I don't think so there will be any issue. Still, any further discussion, any further detailed aspect, or any issue if you face in your practice also, we are always here to help you, guide you, and
Yes.
ensure that there will be no issue for that. So thank you again. And Vikram, anything you want to add? And accordingly, then we can conclude the session.
Just Dr. Saab, two things I wanted to ask you. First is a couple of doctors asked me that in our state we cannot stock this medicine with our in our clinic, or there is a limit to the number of medicines we can Vijaya based medicine that we can keep. Is that true that there is in any state is there a problem like that कि
See,
डॉक्टर वहाँ पे एक लेवल के बाद उनको अपने क्लिनिक में नहीं रख सकते?
See, till now, I also heard this last time. I remember I went to some southern India and some doctors were saying. So I said them that please send me the circulars or the document. So I request you also. I have not received any till now. And I did my research. I tried to search, but I was unable to find out that as well. So if anything, internal document, policy, or any communication, circular, sometime, anything, there has to be some document on which basis they are saying this. So if any state you got this query or your sales team is getting this query, please ask them to share that particular document or share that particular circular. First of all, where it has been mentioned to be to keep the limited stock, because we have not received and we have not seen any kind of this document. So till now, we are also confused. But if somebody is saying that, please next time ask them to share. And if anybody listening to this session, if you have this kind of issue in your state and you have some supporting document, please let us know. Because if really there is an issue in any state, we will definitely try to resolve that as well. Because this is a very important medicine, a very important category or domain which should be there in each and every clinic.
This was one of the main questions, Dr. Saab. I think we've given rest in legal aspect. We have talked about the major things. So what I've understood, and this is just to reiterate, that till the time you're dealing with seeds and leaves, so they have been out of the purview of NDPS Act, and it's completely legal for us to operate in the Ayurveda industry and the Ayurvedic practitioner doctors. And the minimum degree which you need to hold is a BMS degree for a doctor to practice this medicine.
Right.
I think you're completely right. More than the legal challenges, we are facing a taboo challenge in this country, and where people are negative or do not have the full information, about this medicine, so that they're just more scared than informed. So our practice at IAM also, now we are available more than, we are supplying to more than 700 clinics in this country, and we have, हमारा यही एफर्ट रहता है कि we give the right information to the doctors. So ये challenges हैं, और ये challenges धीरे धीरे ही overcome होंगे. But I think it is very important for a doctor and anybody who's watching this to know कि legally what is the standpoint of medical cannabis and how it is allowed, in this country. And I think we've given that answer pretty well today. So I won't take much of your time, Dr. Saab. If there's anything else you want to add, please. Otherwise, you can go ahead and conclude the session.
No, I think thank you so much. You people are doing an excellent effort and keep promoting medical cannabis in an ethical way. And the most important aspect that you always value your stakeholders, that is the doctors. So that I think should be there. And accordingly, let's grow this domain together
Definitely.
to the next level in our country. And thank you so much, all of you, for joining today. And looking forward to have many more sessions in
Yes,
future.
we will
Thank
connect
you.
with you very soon with some other topic, and try to
Okay.
spread this knowledge to the maximum number of doctors. Thank you, Dr. Saab.
Thanks.
Thank you
Thanks.
once again, and thank you to Indian Vedyas once again for providing this platform so that we can reach out to the doctors. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. A very important piece of information. I will conclude this. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock, we are getting live, and first time in the, I will say, maybe in this country or maybe in the world, that we are connecting all the brands directly. In fact, we are already connecting that, but there is a structure now that on our website, you go to indianvedyas.com/companies, and more than 50 brands till now have been listed, including Ananta. So there you find the catalog option also. You can click to the catalog, you can get the entire catalog, and you can book your order also. Just click the form, whatever product or whatever samples you want, just click that and book your order. And our commitment is our team will ensure that within 24 hours you will get a call from the company. 24 working hours, you will get a call from the company by connecting, and then maybe you can directly deal with the company. Our model is, you all know, it's a direct model that we are connecting all of you with the companies, with the brands, with a 0% commission model. So, but we are
Yes.
giving that a bit structure now, so that many times we have seen that you have seen any session, any creative, any information you got to know, you know that there is some company called as Ananta and they are into hemp and cannabis, but how to connect with them? You lost seeing the session or you lost the creative where you have seen, but you remember the name. You have attended some offline session also, but you are not able to connect with them. You go to their site sometimes, but you're not able to connect to the concerned person. Sometimes at the site, the specific information is not available. So we will ensure now for the doctors, especially for the Vaidyas, Ayurveda doctors, and other pathy doctors also, and other health professionals also, whosoever wants to connect, please let us know, and we will definitely take care of that. So tomorrow, 11 o'clock, and there are several benefits, by the way. There are multiple benefits. If you are a doctor, you can get that benefit. You can have those benefits when you directly connect with the brands. And so many doctors, I get this feedback that they are now connected with Ananta directly, and they are being benefited in many ways. And again, thanks to you and Abhinav and the entire senior management and the team of Ananta for ensuring that you are uplifting this domain. You are making them speakers of several webinars. You are supporting them with the camps. You are taking them to the exposure of so many aspects, and you are also supporting them with like publishing their articles in the newsletter, creating case studies with them,
Yes.
doing certain amount of market research and evidence-based practice. So all these things will help you to grow as a brand, and that companies and brands like Ananta always help us in that initiative. So tomorrow, 11 o'clock, we are making this live, and thank you again, all of you, for supporting
Definitely,
us till
Rockstar.
now.
Congratulations for that. And
Thank you.
we're
Thank
looking
you.
forward for this platform to be built up properly.
Thanks. Thanks. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, Rockstar. Thank you once again for your time. Thank you.